Right, subscribers to this channel will know that we're no strangers to best footballers from, on, or at type of videos. Recently we have looked at the best player at every age from 16 to 40, and the best player for every shirt number from 1 to 50, and my most viewed video of all time was a look at the best player from each of the 7 continents. For a while now, I've wanted to do a video on the best footballer on each weekly wage, but I wasn't quite sure how to format it. In the end, and without wanting to confuse anyone, we have done it going up in gradients of £5,000 a week up until £100,000 a week, then £25,000 a week gradients until £200,000 a week, followed by £250,000, £300,000, £400,000, £500,000, and finally £1 million a week. If we had literally done the best player for every single amount down to the pound, this video would be about 4 years long, so we think this is a happy compromise. Obviously it means the players in question may not be in exactly the stated weekly wage, but each player qualifies for the salary bracket closest to their real weekly wage once rounded either up or down. Here is my view on the best footballer on every weekly wage. £1,000 a week, Claudio Ramos. Kickstarting this list as the lowest paid player to feature here on £1,000 a week, Claudio Ramos is still a full Portuguese international. The 27-year-old goalkeeper won his first cap for the reigning European champions back in October 2018, following some impressive performances at Tondela in the Premier League. A graduate of the Vitoria Academy, Ramos picks up a reported £1,300 a week, putting him far closer to the £1,000 a week bracket than any other. £5,000 a week, Kevin Mbabu. A player we seem to have talked about a couple of times on the channel over the last month, Kevin Mbabu has made a big impression in his native Switzerland since leaving Newcastle United to sign for Young Boys. A quick and physical right back who could also deputise at centre back, Mbabu also made his first full international appearance in 2018, and he's still only 23. He picks up a supposed £6,600 a week with the Swiss Super League leaders. £10,000 a week, Pedro Jeromel. Many of the most talented players for these lower wage brackets, not that I'd complain about earning £10,000 a week, are based in South America. For the £10,000 a week bracket, we could have gone for Brazil's 2018 World Cup squad player Fagner or Grêmio and Argentina centre-back Walter Kahneman, but in the end, it was Kahneman's Grêmio teammate Pedro Jeromel who nicks it for us. The highly experienced 33-year-old is a formidable centre-back who has previously played top-flight football in Portugal, Germany and Spain. Capped twice by Brazil in 2017, he's now a key man at Grêmio, but reportedly picks up less than £10,000 a week. £15,000 a week, MIKEL San Jose. Athletic Bilbao tend to run a pretty tight ship when it comes to wage expenditure, and they appear to be getting a bit of a bargain with MIKEL San Jose. Once a member of Liverpool's reserve squad, Bilbao are the only team San Jose has ever played first-team football for. A strong and versatile player who is a real animal in the air, San Jose has been capped 7 times in a ferociously competitive Spanish squad, and a reported £17,200 a week salary makes him an easy pick here. £20,000 a week, Marcus Rashford. It's quite possible that Marcus Rashford will have signed a new deal at Manchester United by the time this video comes out, but at the time of recording, he's still on the same deal that he penned back in May 2016, not long after breaking into United's first-team fold. Rashford is quick and direct, and he's played the best football of his career under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. One would be amazed if he didn't double his money plus more with his next deal. £25,000 a week, Christian Pulisic. Another inclusion his wages are soon to make a rather drastic improvement. Star of the US game Christian Pulisic has already agreed a £58 million transfer to Chelsea in the summer. A quick and lively wide man with fantastic experience for a 20-year-old, Pulisic has already made 120 appearances for Borussia Dortmund, as well as winning 23 caps for the USMNT. £30,000 a week, Thorgan Hazard. There was a tricky decision to be made here between Borussia Mönchengladbach star Thorgan Hazard and Juventus and Uruguay youngster Rodrigo Bentancur. Bentancur is obviously playing at a high level, but it's hard to overlook Hazard's performances in Germany over the last 18 months. 9 goals and 8 assists in the Bundesliga so far this season represents a fantastic return for the 25-year-old, who's arguably the most impressive player in Germany outside of Bayern and Dortmund. £35,000 a week, Piotr Zielinski. Another player who is no stranger to cropping up in conversation on this channel, Piotr Zielinski featured in our look at 7 underpaid footballers in 2019 not long ago. The elegant young Polish international has been very impressive since signing for Napoli in 2016, but despite increasing rumours that he would towards the back end of 2018, he still hasn't yet signed a new deal with the Serie A side. £40,000 a week. Trent Alexander-Arnold. A big favourite of the Kop, every club loves to see a local lad succeed, and Liverpool fans are no exception. It helps too that Alexander-Arnold has been a key cog in the Reds' transformation from being defensively very shaky to having the most formidable backline in the Premier League. Fully trusted by Jurgen Klopp and already capped 5 times by England in a highly competitive position at the age of 20, Alexander-Arnold is our pick here, but an honourable mention should go to Newcastle shotstopper Martin Dubravka. £45,000 a week. Casemiro. Astonishingly, bizarrely, and arguably even somewhat insultingly, Real Madrid destroyer Casemiro is still said to be earning less than £45,000 a week. A 4-time Champions League winner at the Bernabeu and a key man in at least 3 of them, Casemiro is the scrappy enforcer who gives the likes of Modric and Kroos the freedom to go out and play their own game. £50,000 a week. TOBY ALDERWEIRELD. The calibre of player in this list naturally tends to increase as the list goes on. In the £50,000 a week bracket, we seemingly could have gone for either TOBY ALDERWEIRELD or Timo Werner. On current form it'd have to be Werner, but ALDERWEIRELD is arguably a top 10 centre-back in the world at his best. There's not much in it, but we've gone for the Tottenham man in the end, who is once again being heavily linked with a summer move to Manchester United. £55,000 a week. Andrea Belotti. Linked with a €100 million move to Manchester United only a couple of seasons ago, Andrea Belotti had a sensational 2016-17 campaign, bagging 28 goals in 38 games in a Torino side that still only finished 9th. The Italian international has been less prolific since then, but we still think he's a very handy centre-forward, and our choice here reportedly coming in just below the £57,500 threshold for this bracket. £60,000 a week. Nabil Fekir. No doubt Nabil Fekir would have been earning considerably more than he has now had his £53 million move to Liverpool not fallen through at the last in the summer. A 2-time League One Team of the Year inclusion who won a World Cup over the summer, Fekir is a really inventive attacking midfielder who scores and creates plenty of goals. £65,000 a week. ALLAN. The second Napoli player in this list, Brazilian international ALLAN, has been playing his club football in Italy since the age of 21. A tireless box-to-box midfielder who is very effective at breaking up play and recycling possession, ALLAN signed his last deal at the Stadio Sao Paulo 1 year ago, but has since been linked with Tottenham, Man City and Paris Saint-Germain. £70,000 a week. Julian Brandt. Included in Germany's 2018 World Cup squad over Leroy Sane by Joachim Löw, Julian Brandt is a really gifted wide player who perhaps goes a little under the radar internationally due to Bayer Leverkusen's recent failure to make any kind of impression in Europe. Still only 22, Brandt is a tall and intelligent wide man who is fantastic on the ball. He should hit double figures 4 goals for the 3rd time in his career this season, and only Joshua Kimmich and Jadon Sancho have more Bundesliga assists so far this term. £75,000 a week. Christian Eriksen. One of the easiest decisions in this entire list, while £75,000 a week is obviously a tremendous amount of money, in footballing terms at least, Christian Eriksen is being enormously underpaid. One of the finest playmakers in the world game, Eriksen has gone from strength to strength at Tottenham. One suspects Spurs will have to double his money at least with his next deal, but they'd still be absolutely mad not to do so. £80,000 a week. NACHO. There was a little bit less choice in the £80,000 a week bracket, but in the end, we've gone for Spanish international defender Nacho. The scorer of a quite brilliant goal in the best game of the 2018 World Cup, Nacho has spent his entire career at Real Madrid. £85,000 a week. Kostas Manolas. Powerful centre-back Kostas Manolas may be part of a Roma defence which has shipped a lot of goals this season, but the Greek international is the outstanding individual in that backline. A rugged man marker who tends to leave the sweeping and bringing the ball out of defence to his centre-back partner, Manolas has struggled to strike a winning partnership at times, but he's still a formidable defender at his best. £90,000 a week. Alisson Becker. Despite briefly becoming the world's most expensive goalkeeper following his arrival at Anfield, Alisson Becker didn't sign a completely ridiculous contract. Brazil's number 1 has added the finishing touches to a Liverpool backline, which was transformed by the arrival of Virgil van Dijk the previous January. £95,000 a week. Leroy Sane. We were spoilt for choice here, and if I gave 3 people the choice of Leroy Sane, Son Heung-min and Ciro Immobile, I suspect I might get 3 different answers. We're big fans of Sane, who is utterly devastating on his day, and he should keep on improving given that he's only 23. £100,000 a week. Sadio Mane. There were tough decisions to be made once more in the £100,000 a week bracket, with Manchester City duo Bernardo Silva and Ederson running Mane extremely close. Bernardo Silva is undoubtedly, I would say, a superior footballer to Sadio Mane, but the Liverpool man is fantastically effective. Quick, direct and good on the ball, Mane is the 5th highest scorer in the Premier League this season, trailing only Sergio Aguero, Mohamed Salah, Harry Kane and Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang. £125,000 a week. Giorgio Chiellini. Jumping in gradients of £25,000 a week, rather than £5,000 now, it was a choice between 2 Italian internationals here, namely PSG technician Marco Verratti and Juventus stalwart Giorgio Chiellini. Verratti is such a natural footballer and a sensational midfielder on his day, but Chiellini is rather more consistent, and he has been an absolute warrior and one of the most dependable centre-backs in world football for a decade or more. £150,000 a week. David Silva. It doesn't matter who you support, if you can't enjoy and appreciate watching David Silva in action, you probably don't really enjoy football. Creative players can sometimes dip in and out of games, and indeed seasons, experiencing purple patches and poor patches of form, but not David Silva. Now in his 9th season at the Etihad, Silva's contribution has never wavered, and he looks as good as ever now, aged 33. £175,000 a week. Virgil van Dijk. Liverpool's leader at the back, a reported salary of £180,000 a week qualifies Virgil van Dijk for this bracket, at which point he was always the favourite. Without doubt one of the most assured centre-backs in the world game, from Groningen to Celtic, Celtic to Southampton, and now fighting for the biggest honours in the European game at Liverpool, Van Dijk has handled every step up like it was nothing. Forget the likes of Salah and Mane, Van Dijk is Liverpool's most important player. £200,000 a week. David De Gea. The hardest decision in this entire list, for me at least, was this one for the £200,000 a week bracket. We had the choice of 4 of the best players in the Premier League in the forms of De Gea, Hazard, Kane and Salah, but ultimately we shunned the attacking prowess in favour of the man we consider to be the best shot stopper on the planet. A tight call no doubt, but we're going with De Gea. £250,000 a week. Kevin De Bruyne. Jumping up in ever-increasing gradients as we close in on the end of this list, our 3 best options for this bracket were Kevin De Bruyne, Sergio Aguero and Manuel Neuer. Given that Neuer has had a little drop off from his peak maybe 4 years ago, most people would probably go with either Aguero or De Bruyne. Obviously we've talked about De Bruyne a lot in the past, but prior to his 2 injuries, I'd put him in the top 5 players in the world, and I certainly wouldn't bet against him returning to that level before this season is over. £300,000 a week. Kylian Mbappe. Given his performances during 2018, one could make an excellent case for Luka Modric here, as one could for Sergio Ramos and Robert Lewandowski. Comparing players in different positions is never easy, but in the end, I'm going for Kylian Mbappe, who is already one of the best forwards in the world. A World Cup winner, World Cup Best Young Player winner, and 2-time Ballon d'Or nominee, all at the age of 20, Mbappe has scored 30 goals in 34 games for PSG this season. £400,000 a week. Luis Suarez. I was recently told that Luis Suarez was trash as hell on our best footballer for every shirt number video, since he apparently hasn't done anything since 2015, so I'm going to make a real idiot of myself by including him here as well. The Uruguay star has actually been sensational since signing for Barcelona, and only Lionel Messi has more La Liga goals so far this season. £500,000 a week. Gareth Bale. Now, you may be thinking, Gareth Bale has had a lot of injuries over the last few seasons, and he has been heavily criticised for his performances this season at Real Madrid, and you'd be right. So what's he doing here? Well, Bale is apparently the only footballer who earns between £450,000 a week and £625,000 a week, meaning he's the only player who could feature here. The 4-time Champions League winner is obviously an exceptional talent when he's at the races, and a spell without injury and perhaps away from Real Madrid could see him return to the top of the world game. £750,000 a week. Neymar. Whatever you think about Neymar choosing to leave Barcelona for PSG or his antics on the pitch, he is without doubt one of the best footballers on the planet. Probably the third best. He has averaged almost a goal a game since signing for PSG, and perhaps they'd still be in the Champions League and maybe be 20 points clear instead of only 17 at the top of the Ligue 1 table were it not for his injuries this season. £1 million a week.
$1 million.
Lionel Messi. The final bracket in this list, there are only 2 footballers who reportedly earn more than £875,000 a week, meaning there are only 2 players who qualify here. There are no prizes for guessing the 2. They are of course Lionel Messi and Alan Hutton. Apparently it's actually Lionel Messi and Cristiano Ronaldo. Ronaldo proved his extraordinary match-winning talents with his hat-trick to knock Atletico Madrid out of the Champions League once again this season, and the Portuguese legend is possibly the greatest Champions League player of all time. Messi is still the superior footballer though. I hate getting into this debate, which shouldn't really be a debate if we're honest, but Messi is just a genius in terms of his touch, vision, passing, technique, and he still has a better goals to game ratio than Ronaldo and far more assists. So there are no doubts in our mind over who has to take this one. So that's it for our Not Actually a 7. Thanks for watching, give us a like if you enjoyed the video, and don't forget to subscribe to HITC Sevens. You can also follow us on Twitter at HITC Sevens.